Monday morning at 9:30 Eastern Time. And recording in progress. Okay. And the subject is the redistricting and whether we want to send a letter from our select board. Kate, you want to take it from here?
Well, I drafted a letter and actually David has done a lot of editing. I've said, I don't know if you have had a chance to open it, Barney. But maybe the first question we should discuss is whether we want to send a letter or not, because I understand, David. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and repeat this information that you got from Sarah?
Yeah, and right. So I think if we'd had this meeting, say an hour ago, I was not able to attend the Concord Select Board meeting on Friday, but I was saying to some people that if Concord, which is I think more effective than we are, if they were going to take a more aggressive stance, which might even include litigation, that I would advocate to support them. But I understand from Sarah Wilson, who did attend, and I think we have a Carlin, you're on the select board of Concord. Maybe we could recognize you, but I mean, I think my understanding is that Concord has not decided to challenge it in any way. Do you want to comment on that, Carlin?
David, I must correct you. I am not on the Concord Select Board. I merely watched the Concord Select Board meeting. And I think their response, I've not seen their response. They're going to have a meeting tonight at 6:30, but that might be after the close of the comment period.
Right.
You'd have to talk to the town manager, Stephen Crane, to get the response that was filed, I believe, with the committee. So I'll defer to them.
Okay, Tim, can you illuminate anything on that? Tim?
Yeah, just that I communicated with Stephen Crane on Friday, and I sent him the draft letter that the board had, or that the draft at that time that he said he'd pass on to the select board.
Okay. Well, okay. So, I mean, it's kind of in my opinion, it's kind of for Concord to take the lead there. Right? We definitely, in my opinion, should register our disapproval at both the process and the outcome. I mean, I think the process was rushed. It's not specifically in the letter, but I think, Kate, you said it in your remarks to the state that
I did.
we operate under open meeting law. They kind of rush through it, and we don't think it was done with the care it should have been done. And nevertheless, and the outcome for us is suboptimal. But I mean, I don't know what else we can say about it, really.
Yeah, and David and I chatted a little bit before this, and so he kind of brought me up to speed. And I think yes, I would support our select board sending the letter, and because I think it's just good to register our opinion. But I also agree that without Concord taking a leading role in challenging this, that I think it's a done deal. It sounds like it's a done deal.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's a done deal.
Right.
Yeah.
I also, through Sarah, I encouraged, for anybody listening, Sarah Wilson is the chair of the regional school committee. I do encourage the CCRS or the regional district to send a letter, because it definitely affects them, where they have constituents from two different districts. And, again, these letters have probably zero effect, but I still believe in the democratic process, you need to voice your dissent in a peaceful way if you ever want to make change. So,
Yeah.
And then I must say, because of fairness and balance and everything else, I had a conversation this morning with Vivian Burchell, who is the other candidate in our district that lives in Acton currently. And she says that, Acton Boxborough has been split for a long time, and for almost the entire time. And she said that in their case, the two representatives of the two different districts for those do work rather cooperatively. So I think it will be also up to us, if and when this split happens, to be sure that our representatives do talk to one another and do, come to our meetings together and hear the same thing at the same time if possible, so we can keep everything,
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. And I mentioned to Barney just a bit ago, in thinking about it, I believe, taking your lead, Kate, because you're pretty good about reaching up. We're good as a select board reaching down and across, right? We have liaisons, to every little committee and board in the town. But we don't have a liaison, for like state things, and probably that's something we should consider as we go forward to formalize that engagement role where
Yeah.
somebody really does engage with the representative.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's an excellent idea. Yeah,
And
because we
Kate-
have not in the past ever done that.
No,
No, but
It's
we're
all
very
been just-
insular,
And this year we did it twice in the case of the solar panels and
EPU.
for the things.
Yep.
We did reach up and try to get some help with that. And I think it has, well, who knows whether it helped or not.
Right.
But at least, we felt we had some help.
and Kate, with these new lines, the Vivian is in the district that includes Carlisle now, and so she's,
Yes.
that there's still that open seat. And is she then, can some other Democrat from that newly formed district opt to run against her now? Because it was just
Absolutely.
signed Cataldo and herself.
Absolutely, because, the primary is not until September. These two candidates had
Okay.
gotten off to a rather early start, I would say. And
Got
the
it.
primary is not until
Yeah.
next September. And
Got
then the election is in November. So yes, we don't know who else will run. I'm just staying in touch with Vivian because I know at this point, she is the candidate.
Right,
And I've been in touch with her the entire time. So,
Yeah.
I usually try to do that because I, usually want our candidates, even while they're only candidates, to know. And it was the same with Tammy. I had talked to her before she got elected and,
yes,
had kept
me
in
too,
close contact with her and you too.
Right.
So,
right.
so, Yeah.
Yeah. And David and I chatted about this again earlier, and one thing that we did with Tammy is, remember, we invited her to come speak to the select board, speak with us,
Yeah.
talk with us. And so, I think once the election happens next November, we should do the same.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So,
All
did
right.
you
Well, so do
see
we
the
want to put a
latest-
motion? You want to put a motion on the table then to approve sending the letter as it states in the final draft?
Right, I move that we approve and send the letter, which is titled SDM 1017 to the redistricting committee. To the
We know where
redistricting
it goes.
committee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I second that.
All right.
But I just a, editorial, we got to remove, we have to clean it up. It's got, my like SDM 1017 doesn't belong.
yeah, no, it's a Word, that's a Word document, and this way Jennifer can, put that into, she can, put that onto our,
Right, and we know exactly where to send it.
I will talk to Jennifer. I think it also should be, I think all the names of the entire committee should be listed on the top,
Yes,
Um,
yes,
so, Mr. Brownsburg, Mr. Moran, Chair,
Right.
everything.
Sure.
yes.
So, yeah,
So that would go to each of their offices too, or just to the committee chairman?
I think you can send it to everybody, right?
I think you can send it to everybody, and that's all public
That's what I-
information.
that's
on the
what I
Yeah,
web,
would
and I
so-
think, that would be good to do rather than just sending it to the chair of the committee. So we
Yeah.
know they all get their own copy. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I would copy,
I-
I would copy Tammy. Can we copy Tammy?
sure, why not?
Yep.
And Mary
we'll
Lynn
just-
has requested a
Yeah.
copy for the mosquito. I don't see any issue with that at all. Can
No,
we
I
send
don't
a
either.
copy? Jen, can you make sure Mary Lynn gets a copy as well?
Jen's not on this call.
Oh,
but Tim-
Tim, you're on the call, so you're.
I'm on the call.
Yeah,
Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a vote. And I guess because I'm remote, we should do it by roll call, right?
Well, we're all remote, so it has to be done.
Oh,
by
that's
roll.
right, duh, right. I'm just
Does
more,
he get to
I'm just,
vote?
I'm physically remote as well
Yeah.
as electronically. Okay, right.
Okay.
All right, so why don't you start first, David?
Did David?
Model I,
Okay,
Model I.
Reed, I.
Arnold, I.
Okay, David, you did second the motion? I didn't. don't
I did
He
remember.
did.
second, yes. I
Oh,
did
yeah,
second.
okay,
He
good,
did.
good, good, good. All right,
Okay,
all right, and, yeah, okay.
all right. And we'll have our next select board meeting a week from Tuesday.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okey
Enjoy
doke, all.
Nashville.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Yes,
all right.
thanks. All
Thank
righty.
you all.
We'll
All
see
right,
y'all
bye-bye.
soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, do I have to formally close the meeting? I guess so, right?
Yeah, okay.
Motion to
I
adjourn,
move-
please.
I move that we adjourn the meeting. It's
Second.
9:44.
All right, all, roll call vote.
Model I.
Reed, I.
Arnold, I.
Great.
All right,
Bye-bye.
thank you all very
Okay.
much. Thank you, Tim, for setting it up.
Sure.
Okay,